Hello, and a warm welcome to everybody out there. Thank you very much for joining Memmert's fourth webinar. My name is Franzi. I work in the Memmert sales department, and I'm excited to host today's session. While I might be standing in front of the camera, I'm actually being supported by a team behind the scenes without which we would not be here today. We have Linda to my left-hand side assisting with the software and also with the camera today. To my right-hand side, there's Andreas, already prepared at his desk, ready to answer your question, as he is going to be taking care of the chat function today. As always, our chat is a private live chat, meaning nobody else except for us is going to be able to see your questions. Please feel encouraged to reach out to us with any questions, any issues, uncertainties, or similar things you might have on heart. Andreas will then try to attend to the matter as soon and as good as possible, of course, and he will give his best to answer all your questions in time. In case we should not be able to answer all of your questions by the end of this webinar, please don't lose hope. We've definitely got you covered, though. Kindly bear with us a moment until we could follow up with you per email later on then. All right, let's get into it, I would say. What is it actually that we're going to discuss today? Well, you guys already know our topic for today is going to be medical devices and also all the legal work that comes with it, meaning the medical device regulation, short MDR. So far so good, but what actually is it and why is it so important to speak about? Well, actually, this topic is so extremely relevant because of recent events. Only 2 weeks ago, on May 26th, the new MDR, Medical Device Regulation, has superseded the old MDD, the Medical Device Directive. Meaning, ever since, all EU countries are bound to new laws and new regulations when it comes to manufacturing, selling, or distributing medical devices. Well, about these changes and what that means for us and mainly for you, we're going to learn more about in the upcoming 30 minutes. Since it's a very sensitive administrative topic, we have actually invited our expert and colleague, Dr. Stefan Mannhardt from Regulatory Affairs Department. He's our specialist for everything when it comes to laws, guidelines, and regulations, and he will give us all the background details and spill all the facts regarding the MDR. Afterwards, we're going to have a quick look at those two beauties behind my back, which are two of our medical devices. But first things first, let's start with the facts. Enjoy.
Hello there. I'm Dr. Stefan Mannhardt. I'm in charge of regulatory affairs here at Memmert. And I'm here to present our medical devices and the new medical device regulation, or MDR, that is valid from the 26th of May 2021 onwards. Before we begin, let me give you a quick introduction of Memmert. We are producers of class-leading climate chambers and temperature control products and medical devices. So in the webinar, I will share what qualifies the manufacturer of medical devices and requirements needed as per new MDR for Memmert and dealers alike. Our distributors are economic operators following Article 14 of MDR General Obligations. So without further ado, let's get started. We have a variety of medical devices. As you can see, we have the universal oven, incubators, sterilizers, carbon dioxide incubators, and blanket warmers. The incubator also helps with temperature control of rinsing and infusion solutions and contrast agents. The universal oven and incubators are used for heating fango, silicate, and APS packs for physical therapy, amongst others. The blanket warmer heats non-sterile covers and clothes. The sterilizer is for sterilization of medical devices by dry heat at atmospheric pressure. The carbon dioxide incubator is ideal for creation and maintenance of constant environmental conditions for in vitro fertilization, for the incubation of oocytes, spermatozoa, zygotes, and in special culture dishes, as well as for gene expression and the biosynthesis of RNA and proteins. So now let's discuss some important matters regarding regulations. As you know, Memmert is a medical device manufacturer in accordance with the Medical Device Directive, MDD. That is the legal regulatory body for demonstrating safety, suitability, and performance of medical devices in the European Economic Area. What qualifies us medical device manufacturers, you might ask? Firstly, we obtained the MDD certificate as per the QM system according to ISO standard 13485, which is also part of the MDD approval. We registered with the notified bodies and have the CE declaration of conformity. So those wondering about the change of MDD to MDR should note our approval as medical device manufacturers remains the same and will be continue producing the same devices. With these requirements, our production standards in industrial products will have positive impacts. Now, time for some important dates. The medical devices for Class 2, meaning sterilizers and ICOMAT, are approved according to MDD until 2024. Memmert has extended its existing certificate until the 26th of May 2024. Until that time, our Class 2 medical devices will be available in the market in accordance with MDD. Class 1 medical devices, however, are available in the market per MDR, not MDD, just from 26th of May 2021. All this ensures our medical devices in industrial products are made with the highest standards. So for reporting system, regular external audits, marketing monitoring, and others will receive the same standards. Now let's dive into the devices. We begin with medical devices Class 1 and 2 and B. 2A and 2B. You see them on the screen before you. We will present them shortly. As you know, strict regulations for medical devices contribute to its high costs. Depending on the class of devices you're interested in, or better, risk classes, it could mean ending up with different requirements and deadlines. Here's a quick example. Let's take the UDI. UDI stands for Unique Device Identification. So the MDR requires traceability of medical devices in circulation and use. The UDI helps make it possible. It will be a component of the European database for medical devices called UDAMED. The technical specification of UDI caused Memmert, however, to reduce the number of possible options. Meaning, the UDI DI, and this DI stands for Device Identifier, which is a model type, is linked to an article number or order number, and this way we can present the UDI DI numerically. Some more items on the timeline. Assignment with the basic UDI DI. So it consists of 3 UDI parts. The basic UDI DI, which is product family, and Memmert has 6 product families, and UDI is from 26 May of 2021 for medical devices. So this is the assignment. We have done this. The UDI PI stands for Product Identifier, will pop up on the nameplate for Class 2 medical devices from the 26th of May 2023, and for Class 1 medical devices from the 26th of May 2025. So this is 2 and 4 years from now. Please be sure to check out the intended use of our medical devices on the website following the link on the slide. Oftentimes we get asked if the classes will change. Well, the MDR doesn't change the validity of medical devices. However, changes will be applicable to the sterilizer at the time of the expiration of the MDT certificate. We know that there exists legal framework behind placing medical devices in the European market. At this moment of time, the MDT is history already. As previously stated, the MDR replaced it on the 26th of May 2021. From that point until the 25th of May 2024, the rollout process started for our Class 2 medical devices, which is the sterilizer and the iComet. But note, the MDT approval still is applicable to them. So any detail will be mailed to our medical device dealers regarding this transition period. Well, as we look at the territorial validity as per MDR, note the list of countries following. So here we have countries which the MDR will be the regulatory body, and this is whole Europe except UK, of course. They left Europe per Brexit, and we are not sure yet about Switzerland. So the MDR contains requirements for distributors, and distributors shall have by themselves, of course, a close look to the following articles, because these are the articles within the MDR which addresses requirements to distributors. This is Article 14, 16 and 25. They are of key importance. They have general obligations for distributors. They say in which cases, this is Article 16, which cases manufacturer obligations apply as well to importers, distributors or others. And on Article 25 you find identification in the supply chain, and of course distributors are part of supply chain. So for more information, visit the link on the slide, which is the original text given by the European homepage for the law, for the MDR. As economic actors, traders should pay strict attention to this regulation and the changes which are added by tasks of the 26th of May 2021. What are these tasks, you might ask? So first, distributors must check if documents for the device are complete. Documents such as the CE marking, declaration of conformity, UDI and others. So more information can be found in the MDR Annex 1 from paragraph 23. So secondly, distributors shall inform and report issues of non-conformity or other danger directly to us and or applicable authorities. The third point, well, distributors have to follow strict compliance. That means especially storage and transport conditions given by us, Memmert, for example. So you may contact us for more information. So, and last but not least, documentation. So be sure to keep a complaints register, which we, Memmert, will call up each year at least, just for get us more orientated what's going on the marketplace. Of course, ultimately the trader must understand these new requirements and tasks and fulfill by themselves independently. Now on to matters for the manufacturers. As manufacturers, there are plenty additional requirements on us too. We are obligated by regulation to inform our business partners. This presentation is part of. And there is a form online on our occurrence reports. So you will find the link given on our slide here. We will request the distributor's complaint requests as per Article 14 of the MDR on a yearly basis at least, as I just mentioned in the previous slide. So, to simplify things, non-conformity products, recalls or withdrawals, for you as a distributor, a corresponding form can be found in the dealer's login area. So please use this form just to report on us timely. Please find the link given here on the slide as well. On the next part of the webinar, I will discuss information or events that a distributor might check to submit reports. So, in the event of a serious incident, report directly to appropriate authorities. Be sure to check if the reportable information or event exists. For data that are provided to us by the traders, we handle suspected incidents. These refer to malfunctions, degradation of properties or performance, application errors, ergonomics, or lack of information. All these fall under this category to be reported to us. Then there is the complaint register. This is kind of a proactive collection of information, analysis, and evaluation of things which could jeopardize product conformity. But, as a consequence, these information will lead us, Memmert, to increased marketing monitoring, influence. We have more idea of the influence of product developments on our side, and we have better idea of how to optimize our products in terms of production standards. Anyway, for all the named articles which directly addresses distributors, you should have a close look at yourself to be sure which legal requirements apply for you. So, we're almost towards the end. Let's catch up with some qualification constitutes someone to be a medical device consultant. The medical device consultant is kind of special in Germany and Austria. However, well, at least for us, it makes a lot of sense because such consultants, they have proven expertise and training in relation to the medical device in particular. Memmert devices, for example. So, they have proven acquired experience by working for at least or shorter, in some cases, as per the requirements of the individual medical device. So these are the qualifications. Also note that the consultant is expected to be fully responsible for the validity of their qualification, which makes them to a medical device consultant. So this requires constantly updating knowledge and regular training. Otherwise, as per law, there can be a fine of, well, up to 30,000 euro. So, we arrived at the end of this webinar. But before I leave you, I will share what makes a medical device consultant. Of course, we know anyone who consults on medical devices is a medical device consultant. But a corresponding qualification must be given, as shown on the last slide, for validity. Hence, a medical device consultant professionally provides technical information or instruction in the proper handling of medical devices. As expressed earlier, it only applies with proven expertise and experience. This also applies to information given out on the phone. This way, the consultant can adequately give out information on support of safety officer, instruct specialists such as end users and dealers, and answer technical queries successfully. So, that will be all for now. I'm Dr. Stefan Mannhardt, working for Memmert. This was informative and hopefully useful webinar for you. As always, reach out to us for more information, and for now, goodbye.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks to Dr. Mannhardt, we have learned a lot right now. Well, the main topics we can take with us is that several things change for vendors of medical devices. It is important to us that each distributor concerned is kept up to date about that and informed. So this webinar today is part of our mission to emphasize the topic. Memmert has always been glad to share our expertise and our experience with you because we believe it's mutually beneficial. We know, however, that this was lots of information, so we will continue to stay by your side in case you have any questions. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. All right, now that we've covered the theory, I'm thinking we're going to head to our live demonstration right now. Behind my back, we have two of Memmert's medical devices, one of which is our IF260M+, and over here we can see our IF260BW. We're going to start with the BW over here. It actually has a very clever name. As always, I stands for incubator, F stands for forced circulation because it has an interior fan inside. 260 is the size. It has nearly 260 liters interior capacity, and BW is short for blanket warmer. Well, and that actually describes pretty well what it does, because the function of this one and its intended use as per the medical device certification is basically to warm non-sterile blankets in medical facilities. Yeah, it's actually playing a very decisive role in an operation tract of hospitals or else, because you have to imagine prior to patients undergoing surgery, their body temperature is being cooled down to make the blood a little thicker and to prevent excessive blood loss. As a result, the patients are freezing afterwards, so they're being warmed with a preheated blanket, and that is where our device comes in. Our blanket warmer finds its place in medical facilities such as hospitals, also doctors' offices, and similar institutions, and mostly stands either prior to the surgery room or afterwards in the recovery area. It mainly runs at 45 to 60 degrees Celsius, but it has a temperature range of up to 80 degrees Celsius. The reason why we do have this specific appliances is that we all know people in the hospital are always in a hurry. They're always rushing to get things done. There's lots and lots of patients in line, so they're having a million things to do. And any equipment used, it is of utmost importance that it is also safe and reliable to meet the medical standards, but also easy and fast to use in order to enable smooth processes, right? So for this aspect, basically, Memmert has decided to develop its own appliance and create the IFBW for the blanket warmer. This meets all the required standards, and yeah, we're glad to see it being frequently requested on the market. The first thing when we look at it, what we notice is our typical Memmert stainless steel. So we use ASTM43 for the structured exterior and ASTM34 for the interior, which is smooth. It provides several advantages for the customer as it's hygienic, it's easy to clean, also very easy to use as it's robust and scratch resistant, but also eco-friendly because it can be recycled. Well, Over here we see it has a single display. So all blanket warmers come with a single display, which was adjusted a bit to provide all the necessary functions. Our motto, as always, is touch, turn, and go. We see over here our temperature and our timer. If you want to adjust anything, we just touch the desired parameter, we turn our rotating button, and we go by simply pressing it. So it's very easy, very simple. It doesn't require lots of explanation. With our menu over here, we can provide a lot of more fundamental features. For example, the language setting. We do not only provide English language, but also German, French, Spanish, Polish, Czech, etc. So there are many, many more over here. We can change, for example, from degrees Celsius to degrees Fahrenheit if desired. We also have a very, very special feature, which is our calibration menu over here. This means the customer is capable of calibrating 3 flexible temperature values according to their wishes. This is so easy and quick that it does not have to be done by Memmert, but it can also be done by a Memmert partner and one of our distributors worldwide. It's very easy after having it done once or twice, but in case you wish to have a little assistance on that, please feel free to watch our service videos. They're going for 1 to 2 minutes and are available on our website. All right, this little button over here is a very special security feature, which is available as an option for other appliances, but has turned into a standard equipment for the blanket warmer. It's our door open recognition, and it basically recognizes whenever the door is open, the contact will send a signal and shut off the heating and the fan. So when we open this up, we can hopefully hear the appliance working right now. It's very loud, but the contact recognizes, oh wait, the door is open, sends that signal to the control cockpit, and now we can hear it become quiet, I believe. All right, when looking inside, we see our typical Memmert heating ribs. I'm just gonna open that up a bit more. It provides a 4-sides heating, and we have loaded the appliance with 2 grids right now and some blankets in order to demonstrate the application. When looking between those blankets in the back, we do see our interior fan, which is not adjustable for that one, but was set to 100% always for security reasons so that no one can accidentally switch that off. All right. What we also see is that it does not avail an inner glass door, which was left out for convenience reasons, so that people can easily grab inside, enabling a very fast and smooth process then, without having to waste any time. Okay, when we close our door, the next thing we notice is that was the door open recognition, which recognized the door was open for quite too long, and it beeps to give us a signal to please close it. That is another safety feature in order to prevent anybody from forgetting the door and having left it open. What I wanted to say initially is our full facade door handle over here, which provides more comfort. If you have both hands occupied, you can easily open and close the appliance with your elbow. Okay, so far so good. One special, and actually the main feature that separates the blanket warmer from other incubators is the special temperature control. Unlike other appliances, our temperature sensors over here do not measure the air temperature inside, but instead the surface temperature of our interior walls. That is a very significant feature as it prevents heat accumulation. It's able to recognize locally whenever the heat is going up, and it's capable of adjusting the heating accordingly. We do have, for this appliance, not only 1 temperature probe, and also not 2, but we do have, in fact, 3 probes to provide even more security. They're located in the left-hand side, in the right-hand side, and in the back. And I'm saying in the side on purpose because they're invisible to us. They're like, behind the heating, directly into the walls integrated, so we unfortunately cannot show them to you right now. Another safety feature over here is that we have adjusted our temperature limiter. Normally, the temperature limiter, TB, shuts off the appliance's functions when a nominal temperature was basically exceeded by 20 degrees Celsius. That risk was being minimized right now, so the temperature limiter also kicks in when the temperature was exceeded 5 degrees above nominal temperature, meaning it will start at 85 degrees Celsius. Okay, moving on to that one over here. This one is our IF260M+. Again, I incubator, F for first circulation. The size 260 is the same. M stands for medical device over here, meaning this appliance has a medical device certificate. Without the M, it would be a standard industrial product. And the plus basically notifies us that it's a twin display. The intended use for that appliance is the heating of silicone and fango packs for physical therapy, but also heating of infusion solutions for any medical settings. It has the same temperature range as our blanket warmer, so it goes up to 80 degrees Celsius. Again, we do have a size 260 in front of us, but this line comes in eight different sizes, from 30 liters interior volume to 750 liters. As we've already addressed earlier, it comes as a twin display, meaning it does not only provide temperature as timer, but also a few additional features. For example, our fan over here, which can be adjusted from 0 to 100% in 10% steps. Same goes for the air flap in order to control the temperature exchange. When going on to the right-hand side of our control cockpit, we can see a few more features over here. For example, our graph, which is very convenient as it always shows you at first glance how the how the appliance was running throughout the past hours or days. We can also adjust our timer, our alarm, which the customer can set individually according to their wishes and according to their safety level. A special feature is our program mode over here. We now have selected the manual mode, which is indicated with the yellow hand, but we can also adjust it up to our program mode. We see right now we do have a pre-installed sterilization program running for 4 hours at 160 degrees Celsius. This is very convenient, and customers are always very happy about that, because in case anybody should ever spill anything inside, just clean it up and start the sterilization program and you're good to go. Okay, when we open the door, we do see the appliance avails an inner glass door, which is basically enabling the customer to have a look at the load inside and to check upon the process without having to disrupt the atmosphere. Again, we do have our 4 sides heating. We have inserted a few infusion solutions to basically demonstrate the application. In the back, we have our interior fan and our 2 PT100 temperature probes. And we can actually equip this appliance with a variety of different plugs, depending on where you're at and what you need. So going over our Euro plug, we can also provide English or American ones, Chinese plugs, or Swiss if desired. Our Plus model over here does not only avail an Ethernet interface, but also a USB port, which is located over here on the control cockpit. All right, so that was it from our side then. We hope what you can take with you from this webinar is that even though it becomes more and more sophisticated to work and to sell medical appliances, Memmert meets the challenge. Memmert is keen on informing you and keeping you up to date. And you can feel free to contact your responsible salesperson from Memmert. The whole crew and our regulatory affairs department will also stay by your side for any questions you might have. Memmert is soon going to offer official trainings in which you can basically be rewarded with a medical device consultant certificate. If this is of interest to you, please feel free to stay tuned or to sign up for our newsletter. Linda will now make the presentation of Dr. Monhard available to you for download so that you can have a look at it later on again, or also share it with colleagues if you like. If you want to give us a feedback, please feel free to send us an email to webinar@memmert.com. This was, of course, not our last webinar. We have many, many more topics in the pipeline for you, so please feel free to stay tuned for that. Lastly, I want to thank you all for participating. Thank you for listening, for spending time with us. We're very happy you were here. Also, big thanks to our crew and to Dr. Monhard for your support. And that's all we're having to say. We say goodbye from Schwabach. Wish you all a good day further, and hopefully see you next time.